So for today, the first goal is to obtain some electron tubes for smart chutes. I'm going to need some sort of filtering operation for my industrial andesite farm. I would use, like, drawers would normally be the way to go to do something like this, but I'm going to be taking a lot of throughput from underground, and basically I'm going to use a moving piston contraption to transfer all of my items all the way up here, just off of that contraption, have a portable storage interface set up like this, and from that will just drop down into chutes with their respective singular drawers that have each type of stone. Now I notice in some regards, cabin is easier than create above and beyond. So like this remastered, like, if you can call it that, version is a little bit easier in some ways, but also a little bit harder. I remember in the original Create Above and Beyond, you could make electron tubes and brass machinery fairly quickly, just because the recipe for polished quartz was 8 redstone and 1 nether quartz, respectively. And that just kind of allowed you to do that and make it's like unpolished rose quartz, and then you can polish it with sandpaper. But that's no longer an option. I have to go through all the steps with destabilized redstone. Yeah, guys, this might be something that the good old interwebs has to debunk for me, because I cannot for the life of me find any Certus quartz, given it's only been a couple of minutes, but still. I thought I was gonna die there. I thought it would be much more common in the world. Okay, so the only reasonable way I've found to get Certus quartz is the shop menu right here. Okay, so definitely the plan is to buy some Certus quartz. So for that, I'm going to need a profession, if this works in the same manner that Above and Beyond did. Bro, Easy Villagers was in here the whole time. I should have just been using that. I'm so pressed about that. Anyway, I have enough money to finally buy a profession. I'm thinking Mason, even. Alright, well, since Easy Villagers is in here, then I will have a much easier time with my hardcore playthrough. Yeah, so I'm going to make a few of these, and I'm going to get a bunch of villagers. I can get this villager trading hall. And I think I'm going to use Fletchers. Oh my god, my mic's close to my mouth. I think I'm going to use Fletchers since I have wood fully automated here. Yeah, no, I think I'm actually just going to go Mason this time around. I'm going to do something different. We're going to buy the Mason. Professions. Alright, we've got a Mason profession. Sick. I can buy Certus quartz. I will then work on getting my villagers up and running. I should have full enchanted diamond armor, and maybe even go mining for netherite. Yeah, and I should be, like, virtually unkillable within the next episode. Now that I made it back to the village, I'm just gonna plunk these guys up in my inventory. Whoop, whoop. How easy was that? Okay, early shipping, yes sir. So now that we have this, we can take the Sterling Dynamo, give it anything flammable for power, and this will slowly start filling up. Anyway, we're going to submit, get this import of Certus quartz, and hell yeah, that's all I wanted. I just wanted these, that's it. Okay. Now at this point, I just wanted to move forward and get a smelter in place, because having a little dinky melter was kind of a pain in the ass, to be honest. So I first just went and collected some flowers for rubber, made rubber, and grabbed some kinetic mechanisms and converted them. Eventually I crafted all the things and went forward to have my smeltery. And with the smeltery complete, we now have access to more efficient metal processing, along with the potential to make brass and destabilize redstone. Over yonder, I decided to make a brass mixing system where I just use a basin and pipe to pump in copper and zinc, where they will then be mixed in the basin and transferred out using a smart pipe. And that will allow me to pipe it directly into the casting table where ingots of brass can be extracted. The same exact setup pictured in the clip was subsequently used to mix polished rose quartz and eventually extract iron from the smeltery, pipe it into a spout, and use it for electron tubes. Having created the few electron tubes I needed, I proceeded to press some brass for some brass sheets, where I can then use them to craft some smart chutes for the upcoming contraption. Alright, so we're going to go back down the shaft, hopefully down to bedrock, and we got a lot of mining to do. But it should be pretty straightforward overall. Once I have this little farm built, I'm going to put little in quotations, but once I have this farm built, then I'm going to move forward and find a way to transport things to the top. After I transport things to the top, it's time to redo all the other farms. I'm going to have my kelp farm be a radius of like, I don't know, 15 or something. And then it's going to be 5 layers, so kelp production will be covered. Same with wood. I think I'll have a radius of like 12 or something. So there shouldn't really ever be any production issues. This bedrock generation is obscenely shitty. Only 3 bedrock on this layer? Shit. We're just using vein miner to clean things up. Oh shit, that scared the shit out of me. I felt my fucking stomach drop. I thought I was gonna lose this world. Now it appears we have to get into the horrible, horrible grind of villagers, which I'm not entirely looking forward to, but that's okay. If it helps me not die, then that would be most ideal. So we're gonna get a trader, breeder, and incubator. And now we can make 2 incubators. Pretty simple. These 2 breeders I'll just slap down right here. Same with these 2 incubators. We can then throw 2 villagers per breeder in here. And then we can throw in a bunch of bread in each of them. So I'll sacrifice some of my bread supply for this. After that, we can make a trader. And we can grab our first villager. We're going to make this villager a Fletcher, and same with the next one, just for ease of emeralds. So I'll make 2 fletching tables. And another trader. I can then take all the wood we have and use it all on stick trades. So I just obtained a Prot 4 villager. I got a really lucky pull on it, but I'm really happy about it. So once I get some diamond armor on me, I'll apply Prot 4 and our chances of dying go down exponentially. It's building time. This right here is the total area I dug out for our farm, and it's going to be massive. Now it's on to crafting, making sure I have all the materials needed. I think I've underestimated the scope of this project. I have been crafting for roughly 3 hours out of my entire playtime on this world. So, roughly 20% of my playtime has been crafting for this specific contraption. This contraption's huge. So, getting this done, though, will mean that I will never need any type of andesite automation again. By far, my least favorite part of any pack is, or the create packs, is andesite automation, especially from above and beyond. Just because I have to use the andesite lift thing. Okay, so sticky mechanical piston. This is the key. That's the key. I just wasted all of my andesite alloy, so I'm gonna have to make more. Fuck. At this point, I'm in too deep. The sunk cost fallacy got the better of me. I'm in too deep. I may as well complete it how it should be, according to my design. So it's also time to get a schematic table and boot up the design, see what it looks like. Okay, I've loaded my schematic, and I can't wait for you guys to see this massive monstrosity that I've created. It's pretty insane. I'll just say that right now. Okay, so as I slap down this blueprint, and here's a reminder, this is going to be the size of my andesite farm. This entire thing. Oh shit. 1, 2, this is 3 chunks long in every direction. This is what, a 4x4 chunk? Stop burning. Damn. This is what, a 4x4, or probably a 3x3 chunk area. This is 9 chunks of andesite mining power. Now, this is the design I'm going to end up going with. Oh yeah, this is the monster. Welcome to hell. Yeah, this is the monster. So now that I have it all lined up, this is around what our production's gonna look like of andesite. This is gonna be the farm. I originally designed it to be 32 blocks long. However, it's an extra like 14. So we're gonna have to scale it up accordingly. But oh man, is this gonna be very interesting to build. I hate slimes. Slimes in this pack are insufferable. So now that I have the schematic out, I can briefly describe how it works. This will all be run off of one mechanical sticky piston. And the stress unit consumption is somewhere around like 500. Maybe with this size of a farm like 1,000. But it's a sizable farm. Basically how it's going to work is I have these redstone contacts along here on the side of the sticky piston contraption. This piston will be powered by probably just a large water wheel maybe, or yeah, probably just a large water wheel with proper RPM. And I'm looking for an RPM of around 48. That gives enough time for the drills to drop down, drill through the bedrock generated stones, and then come back up and not have this weird glitch where the blocks regenerate while the entity's inside of it. There's a redstone contact over here, and there's one on this side that will connect with this when the drills reach the bottommost position, so after they drill their respective stone types, which will then, let me get on the ladder here, which will then be connected to a redstone link. This redstone link will power this repeater into this pulse extender, which will go into a gear shift, thus reversing the rotation of this entire contraption, meaning the piston head will pull back up, and it can then deposit all of its andesite at the surface, which I'm going to run an entire massive tower all the way up as a moving contraption with a portable storage interface on top. This portable storage interface will have access to all the chests where you see this sticky glue here. It'll have access to all these chests, and it will deposit them onto a belt up at the surface, and that belt will distribute them into the respective drawers. This will be my andesite lift and mining contraption all at once. Unfortunately, with the building of this large structure, I can't use the schematic cannon because bedrock is randomly generated across the bottom of the world, so instead I have to kind of build it by hand, or at least this top part with the redstone. So I'm going to get around to that and craft all the necessary materials, including, like, I don't even know, like 8 stacks of linear chassis, so that'll be fun. Back up at the surface, I'm just crafting all the materials I need. Once these are all crafted, I can head back down below and begin the building process, and I'll show you guys when that happens. Alright, it's made it up. Hell yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Okay. We'll slap these together like so. Belt it. I only need 3. And then we use our smart chutes here. We'll only go 2 back like this, okay? Alright. After I get these down, I'm going to filter my smart chutes accordingly. This is at my monstrosity at work, and its throughput is nasty. It transports stacks of stone at a time to the surface and deposits them all in that belt system. It's pretty awesome. Alright, after an incredibly long episode, an episode that took me, oh my god, wow, an episode that took me, what, 6 hours to make? Absolutely ridiculous. However, Andesite is automated, as you've seen in the previous clip. This is my death hole, so if I fall down here, I lose the world, so let's not. But we've accomplished what we've set out to do. This will be endgame andesite production. I produce roughly 270 to 300 andesite a minute, which is massive. More than we'll ever need. I also got a few pieces of gear and a quote-unquote trading hall. But that will do it. I will catch you later. If you like this video, thank you. And remember, if it's worth doing, it's worth overdoing. And it's all for the love of the game. Peace.